Well, the president, he was at the big game. He stayed for most of the contest, accompanied by a large group, including his daughter Ivanka, at least 4 of his grandchildren, too. This is the 3rd time he's attended a college football national championship while president. Joining us now, NewsNation media contributor Steve Krakauer. Steve, good to see you this morning. So, you know, we've talked before about the president understanding how optics, how narrative shapes public perception, and he does tend to shine in these venues. Based on his background in showbiz, he sort of knows how to work the scene and the cameras. Now, to be fair, last night he received cheers, boos. What do you see as the net effect of these sorts of public appearances, especially in light of all the heavy news, these headlines we're following even today?
Yeah, I think, look, he goes where the culture is, and we saw that with UFC events, which, by the way, it's going to be on the White House, a UFC event at the White House later this year. That should be incredible. College football, though, it's interesting. You know, he's about to leave to go to Davos. Okay, this is as far away from the college football national championship as you can possibly get, and you think he almost seems like a fish out of water when he's at those kinds of places. Here, he's in his element. It's the celebratory atmosphere you mentioned. Yeah, sure. There's going to be some boos, a lot of cheers as well. And he's there with a lot of the cabinet. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, who has a real connection to University of Miami and to Florida. And the family, you know, he's there. The social media accounts posting images of President Trump with his grandchildren, with his children, like Ivanka. So yeah, you know, it's so interesting to watch him in these moments because it is this. It's unlike any other president we've had before. This is someone who came from this world of entertainment, of sports. This guy who was in the WWE Hall of Fame. I mean, you don't really see that very often. With you didn't have Joe Biden or Barack Obama in that kind of way. And but I think we're all talking about it because it's such a great story. But even if not, you know, Donald Trump being at the pinnacle of sports, that's kind of just what he's done now for the last year, especially. But even in the first term.
Right. And what do you believe the net effect of this is? You know, how does this move the needle when we talk about winning culture wars like this and appearing to be a genuine fan? We know his roots in sports. They do go way back.
Yeah, this is an area where, you know, most people do not anchor their lives or spend their days scrolling X or going and diving in and being so spun up on one side or the other on politics. They're doing other things. They're busy. And frankly, there's not a lot of culture anymore that has this kind of communal aspect to it. But the college football national championship is about as close as you can get. That and the Super Bowl is really where it kind of nets out to these days. And so he's showing himself in a more casual setting in front of an audience that is not overly political in many instances. Sure, there's some people who will be, but by and large, the large numbers that you see here are not people like maybe you or I who are buying into, oh, you know, what's going on with Greenland and Iran and Syria. Like, that's not what people are thinking about in this moment, and it does benefit him to show himself in that setting, especially as we got the midterms approaching. It's going to be a very contentious year. Got obviously what's going on in Minneapolis. There's a lot going on in America and in the world, but in these moments he can put himself in front of an audience that does not spend all day thinking about politics, and that really does work to his advantage.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.